So my plan today was to explore the Holt Canyon Springs that the horsemen had worked the trail on recently, but that road was just a little more four-wheel drive than I wanted to do with my truck today. Probably could have done it, but just not interested. So we're going to rethink this. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go up and do Sheridan. Haven't been there in years. I'm not sure if I've been there since the big fire very long ago. But first, let's take a little walk down to the San Francisco River and see what that looks like. Ah, here we go. Here's the river. Yeah, that's going pretty good. Wow, how lovely is this? All right, folks, we're here at the Sheridan Corral trailhead. Kind of an interesting story about this. The first time I worked for the Forest Service was back in 1974, and I was going to UTEP working on a degree in geology. And I had classes canceled one day, and I dashed up here to Glenwood and applied for the Forest Service job that I got. And a week later, I came up here and began that adventure of my life. This is the very first trail that I worked. And the interesting story about this is I had also got my good friend Tom O'Connor to come up and join me to work in the Forest Service. And we did this trail up here, but we told his girlfriend down in El Paso we were here, and she and a friend drove up here and found us. We hiked out in the moonlight down to San Francisco Hot Springs and then came back and spent the night here. That was a great time of my life, I have to say. All right, let's get this adventure going. I doubt seriously we'll get to Camp Creek Saddle today. Got a bit of a late start. That would be a goal though, because it looks down into Big Dry and up to Sackatone Mountain. We'll see where we get. Ooh, lovely flowers. All right. Oh, we're just about to get to the saddle. Then we'll start to traverse. Okay, here we go. And here's the saddle. Start to see some of the burn. It's a huge burn that happened. Ah, I see a wilderness boundary sign. That's why we haven't brought the drone today. I may fly it on the way out just to show you what it looks like as we leave. All right, let's go look into the canyon. And there's Sheridan Canyon. You see the highway. Oh, here's a treat. I just love these backlit grasses. Can't pass them up. All right, get around the corner here. Another corner I see up here. Now we start the down. Oh, getting down to where we can see the creek bottom. I mean, I'd be surprised if there's water in here. Normally when I was here years ago, I'd be hearing the water by now. But at least it's nice and green down there. Wow, pretty heavy oak and willow in here. I think we're just about down there. Wow, look at these roses. Woo-hoo. Hi, roses. And that's what I'm smelling. I kept smelling, couldn't figure it out. It's these roses. That's outstanding. And they just go on and on here. It's just too good. Ooh, and poison ivy, of course. You know, there's a lot of that in this canyon. More roses. So there's the creek. Oh, some yellow columbines. How delightful. So 20 years ago when Melinda and I used to come up here, we quite often couldn't cross this because it was flowing so much in the spring. Nothing today. Well, this is so different from when this was all full of these great big ponderosas. Ooh, there's a bear in this canyon. Wow, this is more like what it used to be in here. Very shaded. So we are missing the tall ponderosas. Boy, the erosion that's happened in this canyon is pretty dramatic. Oh, here's a Doug fir that survived. Look how big this guy is. Wow. Oh, now this is more like it. Nice and shaded and green. And this side of the canyon didn't burn over here, at least not down here. You can see up there where it did, but this is great. Glad this is still here. Oh yeah, this is what I was looking at. Oh, look at this wild honeysuckle. Isn't that great? Oh, I hear water. There is water down there. Oh yeah. Ah, and here's what I've been looking for. When I used to come up here and do Christmas cards with the maples. And they used to be just full. Here's the first one I've seen. At least I know they're still here. Some more water down there. Yeah, this is all maple mixed with oak. But this is maple. So happy they are still here. I'll see you back in November. Oh, that's pretty lovely. Wow. And it goes down to that wonderful little pool. No wonder the bear lives here. Get a load of these little beauties. I think this is another form of the honeysuckle. Oh, yellow columbines like crazy. I guess I'm going to have to say that's my favorite flower just because of where I find them. Other than my backyard. This is kind of what the forest. This is unburned here, right here. It's kind of delightful. More maples. Woo-hoo. Backlit green. Aha! Here's where the trails fork. So, this is the trail that goes up to Hope Mountain. Big climb. Used to be gorgeous. Now it's all burnt, but you can still do it and get over into South Fork of Whitewater that way, or up to Grouse Mountain. But this is the trail that goes up to, what do they call it? This is called Whitetail Springs. And then, so this is the trail that goes up and over to Big Dry. But I know that the cabin's gone, but the corrals may still be here. Let's find out. Ooh, a little running water, some daisies, some ferns. How delightful is this? Oh, some columbine. Hello, columbine. Well, there's where the trail goes up. Let's see if there's any remnants of this corral. It looks pretty gone. But if you were coming here to hike and camp, this might be a nice spot with the water there. Oh yeah, this is what people do. So this is kind of where it was, but there is just no hint of the corral that I see. But a great place to be if you're going to camp and then go up Holt or over into Big Dry. Oh, I'm so glad I came up here. There's Hope Mountain. Can't quite see the top from here, but you can get an idea of it. Yeah, we're going to get a view of the top of Holt if we stay on this. Oh, all right, here we go. Now we can see all of Holt. Up there at the top, and that's where the cabin was. They tore it down, but that's where the cabin was. That was Holt Cabin. Oh, about to get onto this little ridge line. Yeah, let's get out here and take a look. This may be as far as we go here. What a lovely spot this is. Oh, look what somebody's done here. Stack of rocks for some reason. Oh yeah, there's Holt. And trail goes up and over to the top of that saddle. Pretty neat. At least it's coming back somewhat. Well, now that I've had a little break and a little food and a little water, I'd really like to get up to that saddle, see if I could at least see Sackatone. And a little bit of overgrown oak here on the trail. Oh, looks like we're finally on a ridge, or the edge of a ridge. Look at this. Ooh-ah. So I think, when I was looking at the map here, let me get the map real quick. I think this was the old trail. Looking at the map, you can see where it just kind of comes straight up this ridge. And my guess is the fire and erosion just made that totally impossible to fix. And so that's why they did these switchbacks. They come back over this direction. All right. Let's see how far we can get here. Oh yeah, I think we're getting to our vista here. Yeah, there is Big Dry coming up. Oh, King's Crown over there. Queen's Crown. Wow. Let's get up a little further and see a little better. So worth the grueling hike up. Oh yeah, the rocks at the bottom of Big Dry. Alright folks, this is definitely our turnaround point. Much as I just love to go around to where it drops into Big Dry, I think this is all we really need to see here. So, we look over there, if that's West Baldy, and King's Crown there, Queen's Crown over there, a little saddle trail that goes down into Big Dry from Little Dry, right in there, kind of goes down there. So that is Black Mountain, where Apache Cabin is and where the cabin is. I'll show you a picture of me and my horse there. Oh boy, look at this. So one of the interesting things about this is if you drop down from, roughly the top of the ridge here, come out about a mile and drop down, it's about 5,000 foot drop, maybe a little more. I know that it's over from Secatone, which is behind this highest ridge up here in front of us, the Secatone. Can't quite see it. I know that it's over 5,000 difference from here to the bottom, right down here where these rocks are. So an interesting little thing, in the 70s when I lived here, I did a little day trip like I used to do, coming up here, and I took this trail and went down in, and the trail comes down right in, let me see, right in, bushwhacks down somewhere down into the bottom there, and then it goes up the creek. And but what I did is I bushwhacked down the creek and all the way out to the end of everything, and then I bushwhacked across back to the car. Terrible hike, though, but the spectacular waterfalls and things down in there that people just don't see. I'm sure people could still do that. Oh, this is so lovely. I'm so glad I made the effort to get up here. Now we're going to head back down after we get into the the Sheridan drainage. Oh, it's kind of sad about the trees, but photographically it's pretty interesting. And here we are at the little saddle. And down we go. Oh, this is just such a pretty part of the trail, and with this view down to the cliffs of Big Dry, that's great. Lovely yellow flowers. Here is the water. I'm not sure I'll call it a creek. Wow, what a wonderful trail. Even though, you know, it's burnt and not the same, it's still pretty special. Here, either it's a lure plane or a spotter plane for that fire that's up there on the Hummingbird Saddle. But this is just too good, folks. Yowza! Okay, truck, you ready to go home? All right, folks. Wow, another great adventure. So nice to come back to a country I haven't been to in so long and see that, yeah, there's parts of it that's still just wonderful. Worth doing, absolutely worth doing. Except for maybe that hike up to the overlook, but that was certainly worth doing for me. So I hope you enjoyed this adventure, and we'll see you in the next one.